Episode 41 of the Signs of the Times, looking at the future from a biblical perspective. And the title of this episode is World Empire. All the inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast, we read in Revelation 13. All people, great and small, and you can only survive in this final empire that will come upon planet Earth. You can only do business if you have the mark of the beast on your hand or on your forehead. Now, many people have wondered, what is this mark of the beast? He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand and on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. And the number that is then mentioned is 666, which basically is the number of man. All the numbers in the Bible have their meaning as a number, but they also sometimes refer to something else. 6 is the number of man, 7 is the number of God, of divine perfection. And so 666 means 3 times 6, being man in ultimate format. So the empire is in the name of man. And all these empires that have come to the earth, all the dictators, always had their political parties and their political ideas, and you could only survive in their empire when you had your membership card of that political party. If in Nazi Germany or in the communist times, if you didn't have your party membership, you could not have good schools or a place in university or a good job or whatever. You had to follow the line of political ideas of the empire you were living in. And so this final empire also has a means to identify you as belonging to the system. When you want to read a beautiful book about such a world, you should read the book 1984, which describes a kind of totalitarian regime in which someone tries somehow to resist. 1984, you will find it probably somewhere. So this final empire, to be economically active, you have to have your plastic card, or you have to have something on your hand or your forehead, maybe invisible, maybe implanted or whatever, that when you put your forehead against the machine, then the door opens, or then you can do financial transactions or whatever. Now we see developments electronically in the world that are very practical. We all have our credit cards, and there's a tendency to get rid of cash money because cash money can be stolen, and it's always introduced for a good reason. And all these modern techniques, even when you go to the airport and you're a member of a Premium and you look in the machine, they can identify your eyes and the gate will open, so you don't have to stand in line for the passport control, because these new electronic techniques have taken over. So the end in this empire will that you only can buy or sell when you have these means that you're part of the system somehow. I don't think we should speculate enough, and I don't think that you should now panic and say, oh, stop, I do not want to have a credit card, or this is wrong, and this is the Antichrist on the move, and this is the beast, or whatever. That's panicking. Things will become suddenly bad. Because today all these things are practical. Administration. That's also an aspect of this final empire. It's a number. And our computers are working on numbers, zeros and ones. So numbers is already showing you that the whole way of computing and administrating things, the numbers are incredibly important. And so this is a technological development that will be beneficial for this end-time empire. In the days of Nazism, the small beast Hitler, you had the administration in cards of paper in the town hall. So the resistance movement tried to set fire by entering into the town hall and burning the cards. Then they could not trace you anymore, and they could not identify who the Jews were and where they were, etc. So there was resistance possible. But in this new computerized world, resistance is futile. You cannot escape it anymore. Wherever you go, you will be stopped or blocked or shut out or driven to the edge of society. So yes, these new developments are incredibly important and nice and really smoothing the economy, worldwide connected by the computers and the communication systems. But the moment when they couple your entrance to these systems, when they couple it to your political membership of this end-time empire, then you're in trouble. Because if you don't have this, you will not be able to buy or sell or whatever. Now, Jews and Christians also have a mark. When Jews pray, they have tefillin, and they put a verse of the Bible on their hand, and they wind it on their hand, and on their forehead they bind this piece of the Bible. When we're baptized, you get water on your forehead, or you're even going under in the water. You carry the name of God. You have a mark of God on your head and on your hand, meaning God should guide me. My brain is for God, my hands are for God, my heart is for God and for Jesus. And that's the one I serve, even if it will cost me a pleasant life in the modern society. I'd rather be with God as a pious Jew. I'd rather be with Jesus as a true Christian than follow the requirements of the beasts. I will be part of the spiritual resistance movement of the end times. And that's the best decision you can ever take in your life.